Hello, I think we are live. Yes, we are live. Amazing. All right, so we'll continue what we did. Before that, I was thinking about to explain a topic that's quite beginner friendly and very important topic if you are starting Rust. And that topic is ownership and borrowing rules. All right, so we are going to will have a look on what ownership and borrowing rules are. We'll set context first of all, then maybe we can write some code just to show you guys how it works. Let me increase, sorry, the font of my editor. I hope this must be good. All right, so let's start, or should we wait for a minute? Once we have few people joining, then we will start learning our thing. So maybe I could first of all, let me just create uh, over here ownership and borrowing. All right, so we'll go inside owner borrowing and we'll say cargo new uh, so I'm creating a new project. Hello. Sorry, so I'm creating a new project where we will learn about the ownership and borrowing rules. What are these? So it's a very important point if you are learning Rust. Everyone keeps crying about it. What is ownership and borrowing rules and all. So I'll be I'll be giving out some beginner tips and examples and some definitions on what ownership and borrowing rules are. The most advanced topic will be to use lifetimes over the borrowing, and how lifetime operates when we try to borrow or when we implement those rules. So we'll start beginner friendly first. So today will be this topic at first, and later on we will continue our project that we were doing. So alright, I have created a project. Let's go inside this thing. Let me open it. Alright, we have these things, right? So on the main, I'm seeing this thing. So we'll see. Brother, can you teach me how the item can float? Sorry, I can't do that. So uh, let's jump onto it. Let's go here. Uh, so let's understand ownership and borrowing rules. All right. So you see, if you have, do you know how to make games? Make no. All right. So let's understand what is the need of ownership and borrowing, how Rust handles it, and how Rust provides a way. So you must have heard that Rust does not have a garbage collection. So let's start with garbage collection, and maybe I cannot show you this thing. Maybe I should do this. Uh, I hope this is visible now. All right, yes, this is. Can you at least teach me? At least teach me. There are pretty awesome resources that are there that you can follow. I'll suggest you some links. Go check out Edureka, Free Code Camps, and other websites and other resources that will teach you from the basics. If you want to like stay, then we will be making a front end in TypeScript and React. So, but after we complete our backend first, then we will do. And it's not a website that what you are expecting. I think you'll be using some HTML, CSS, or Tailwind CSS maybe. But I'll be using Material UI. So I'm not sure if you gonna like it or not. But if you want to really want to learn how to make websites, you should follow some good resources that are available. Thanks for suggestion, no problem. All right, now let's see. So you must have heard some languages have garbage collection. So it's all, so when we write a program, our program is going to use memory. Our program is going to use memory. Now the question is, how do we handle that memory? Well, some of the programming languages, they provide a tool, a system, a process called garbage collection, and some allow the developer to handle the memory, manage the memory manually. So be it C or C++, it allows the user to manage the memory manually, while some other languages, they provide a garbage collection tool. So when it comes to garbage collection, if something is providing you, automatically some, garbage collection and all, it is a good thing. But it comes with an additional cost of performance. But when a language allows a developer to handle memory, manage memory manually, it gives you quite a good performance. But there are other costs involved. So now, suppose you are writing a C++ program or a C program, and you forget to release the memory, or maybe you freed it twice. So there are conditions related to it that are race conditions. One error that is specifically mentioned on the Rust programming book, that is called double free error. So double free error means two threads or two processes are trying to free up a single memory. So now now the Rust, it takes a third approach. It will not provide a garbage collection, and but it makes a developer to manage memory, or to keep track of memory, or to provides a certain rules that restrict a developer to use memory wisely while during development. And it makes sure that in compile time, that the no memory leaks or no memory outages are there. However, there are several things that developers do to fool the compiler, and you always end up getting silly. But overall, the general idea is, Rust provides a set of rules that a developer has to follow during development, and Rust keep make sure of making a more memory safe program during compile time. Now, what are those three rules? So first of all, we need to understand few things. uh, the three rules, let me just write it to you over here. One is, there could be only one owner at a time. Okay, one owner at a time. So if there is a value, and if someone owns it, there cannot be two owners. So you need to make sure, a compiler needs make sure that there is only a one owner of a particular item at a particular time, right? Second is, if you need to pass that ownership, once the ownership is moved, the previous value, it gets out of scope, and the ownership is moved to the new item, and then the ownership will be there until the that value is dropped or gets out of scope. All right. And the third rule is, what is the third rule? uh, well, I didn't memorize it. I'll show you in code. maybe we could cover that thing. So basically the important thing is, Rust makes sure a developer that everything will be memory safe, and these rules has to be followed during compile time. Now let's directly jump into the code. Let me just show you what I was saying. So if you want to like really go into it, like what are those three rules, you can check out the Rust books. It has excellent reading material. If I show you Rust official so if I search over here, uh, ownership and understanding ownership, right? So you see each value in Rust has a owner. There can be one owner at a time, I mean this, and the owner goes out of scope, the value will be dropped. So these three things you need to Rust hello Papan. These three things Rust makes sure that each value in Rust has only one owner, and there can be only one owner at a time, and when the owner goes out of scope, the value gets dropped. So I think we dictate all these three terms in our thing, but I kind of mixed up these two. So these it kind of makes sense, right? So each value has one owner, and every value has a owner, and at a time only one owner is there for a value, and that ownership will be, that value will be dropped once the owner goes out of scope. All right. So and we'll see, and now let me just show you with examples. So I'll say I'll create a string called let s is equal to string from book. So you need to understand this thing. Let's suppose you have a book and you give it to your friend to read. Now you change the ownership from, from you to your friends. Now till the time the friend is having a book, you cannot have that book. So that's how it will work here. I'm creating a string book here. I will pass the ownership to a second variable. Now I cannot use the variable that initially has that ownership. Now the ownership has been moved. So you can understand this thing with a real life analogy, that once like you have a book, you handed hello Chatchin, what, I'm good. How about you, buddy? So once you have that book and you lend it to your friend, and now the book, the owner of the book for time being is the your friend. You don't have that book, so you cannot access that, you cannot read that, you cannot do anything. And we'll understand how can you can pass the book without passing the ownership actually, right? So the real life analogy will be, you pass the book to your friend, but they cannot write anything, they cannot scribble anything onto that. uh, but you pass the reference to your friend so that they can read, but you are the actual owner. So that's how you it has to nothing much, trying to solve some lead code questions. Amazing, amazing, very good, very good. Papon, I have seen the best part using Rust in production. When you see Rust apps running under heavy loads transaction, there won't be any constant CPU spikes, where in other languages it is always there. Yes, 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 yes. In my case, what I mean, I didn't check the any CPU spikes or any, didn't monitor any CPU changes. But one thing I noticed is I got the, the transaction very fast, and I can feel it in local as well and in production as well. I mean, you have to spend a hefty time to write code, but it's worth it, bro. Can we set up bot in Discord so whenever you go live, it pings everyone with your live stream link? Yes, we can do that. Yep, yep, yep. We can do that. So yeah, this is the string. Now let me just create. Let's say it's me. I'll not name it S. I'll name it me. All right. Now I'll create another. variable called friend, right? And I'm passing me to friend. Now you see what happened. I have a book, I passed it to my friend. Now when I use access that book, I'll say my book is let's name it something else. I'll say uh, Lord of the Rings. All right. Let's say I have a book called Lord of the Rings, and the variable initially is me. So I have the book. Now I passed it to my friend. All right. I'm not using any friend anymore, so I'll just make it underscore. Now I passed it to my friend named. Okay, yeah. I yeah. Thanks. So I passed it to my friend. Now, if I want to check that whether I have a book or what was the name of my book, though I can remember that, but thinking from a program point of view, I'll say me, right? So when I try to access that thing, let's see what happened. See, I'm getting an error. What the error I'm getting? So it's a compile time thing, right? It's not that I have to run a program and then I have to check whether the ownership has been something like that. It's Rust is helping me or guiding me or restricting me to fix these issues compile time. See, it says the ownership has been moved. Now I cannot access the me. You see the points on the book. It says uh, in Rust, every value has an owner, and at a time, only one owner is there as per value. All right. So currently, every value has a owner. So this book has a owner called me. I pass the ownership to my friend. So that means the ownership has been moved. Now I don't hold any ownership, so I'll getting an error. All right. So how do we fix that thing? I mean, that's not how things works, right? I can pass ownership. So what will I get? I mean, there should be something. If you think it like real time, you lend a book to someone, but you need the book. You need to hold the ownership, right? Otherwise, things can go wrong. I mean, not in that case, but so how do we do that? So Russ says, if you need to pass ownership, then your friend need to borrow it from you. He will not have any ownership of that book. He will only borrow it. And now the borrowing is kind of there are two things to a borrow. So you lended the book to your friends and you strictly guided him, do not scribble anything on the pages, you know do not touch anything, just read it. So now that is called there are two types of borrow. One is mutable borrow and one is immutable borrow. So everything is immutable in Rust, right? So if I'm saying this and I'll show you how to borrow. And when my friend borrow this book, so currently by default it is immutable. So he knows that I should not scribble his book, otherwise he will get angry. So he is currently borrowing from me. He is not the owner, he is just borrowing from me. Once he read that book, he will return it to me. So for that, what I'll need to do, I'll have to just pass the reference. Now let's see if I can access me. See, error is gone. Owner is actually me. I am the owner. I borrowed it to my friend and my friend can only read it. And how program knows that your friend is only read it? Because by default it's immutable. All right, it's the immutable borrow. Any questions till now? I mean, it's a pretty basic stuff. I was just going through it so that you guys can touch base. All right, so it's a immutable borrow, right? Your friends borrowed the book. He's not going to do anything. He is only going to read it. So how do you test it? Great. If I go over here and create a function called uh, my friend has a book, right? So I need to test it whether it's a mutable borrow, he can read it or actually he can write it. We'll see. So I'll say for now I'll say past book. All right, I'll get a book over here. uh, let's see how it goes. uh, and it will return nothing. Maybe it can return, but we'll see how it goes. So first of all, let's see if my friend has this book. Let me just call the function over here. I'll say past book, and I need to pass in my friend. Right, let me just remove this thing. So I passed it. Again there is an error because here it's like asking for ownership, but I passed the reference, so I'll do it. So the error is gone. Now here the book is not used. Now let's see if my friend has the ownership or not. So if my friend has the ownership, he will try to scribble it because he thinks he owned the book. Now let's do. I'll say let's just give me a minute, guys. Sorry. All right. भाई का जीमेल हैक हो गया है, हेल्प करनी है। एक हेल्प मैं कर सकता हूँ, पासवर्ड चेंज कर लो सारे अपने, और पासवर्ड ऐसे मत रखना, आई लव यू पूजा test123। चलो, all right. So now I need to check whether my friend who have like I the borrowed he borrowed a book from me. Now let's see if he holds any ownership. If he holds any ownership, आंटी जी ने कुछ सामान लेने के लिए मैं जाऊँगा। नहीं नहीं, नाश्ता आयला था, नाश्ता अभी रखा है साइड में, ऐसे ही खाते रहूँगा बीच बीच में जाके। भाई एक फूल की है, मैं सब कुछ चेंज कर दिया, इस नंबर पे मैं चेंज कर दिया उसने हैक करने। यार भाई मैं नहीं कर सकता यार कुछ, भाई मैं क्या कर दूँ अब। मुझे क्या पता यार, तुम्हारी जीमेल हैक होगी, तुम्हारी गलती होगी इसमें भाई। कहीं खोल दिया होगा, कहीं खुला छोड़ दिया होगा, पासवर्ड होगा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा। ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है, इतने सिक्योरिटी के साथ वो सर्वर चला रहे हैं अपना। टू फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन लगाओ, नई आईडी बना लो, भूल जाओ उसको। और जहाँ कहीं भी है उसको, अगर तुम्हारे पास एक्सेस है उसका। चलो नाउ लेट्स सी इफ my friend has the ownership, though I passed it to my friend, right? My friend borrowed it from me. Now let's see the difference between when we borrow and when we pass the ownership. So if I my friend borrows it, so let's say my friend try to update the book. My friend try to just stop watching. Hmm. So let's see. Let's say if my friend tries to do something like this, book dot push, try to instead of my book's name is Lord of the Rings, and he tried to scribble it with some random text like this. Uh, Random text like this. Now let's see what happens. If I save it, I will get the error. And what error I'm getting? I'm getting cannot borrow book as mutable because it's behind a reference. It says I cannot borrow book. Now my friend borrowed it, but he didn't have the ownership. Now here comes the two part. Suppose I want to pass the book to my friend and I want him to update the book. Let's say I'm passing him a notebook, and I want my friend to update that notebook and add some pointers to it, make notes for me, but I want to be the owner. So you see, from this thing you must have understand that I can you know lend a book to my friend without lending ownership. So how will I do that? Now that is called mutable borrow. So this is a immutable borrow. My friend took it, but I have the ownership, and he can only read it, right? He cannot do book dot push string, though he can do this kind of thing. Book He can do this kind of thing, right? He can say println. He can read it. So length is uh, he can do book dot len. He can do this thing. See, there is no error. So he can only read the book because it's a immutable borrow. I lend a book to my friend, but I am the owner and I restricted him to not update the book. So he can only read it the way I did it, book dot length. I read the length, right? Now I need so let's say I have a notebook and I want my friend to update it. So that is called mutable borrow. So I need to make it mutable. Then my friend can always you know update this thing. Let's see. So I need to pass this thing mismatch. uh-huh Let me just stretch it. It says expected mutable reference found this thing. That is okay. So maybe I could do this thing. Now I have passed a mutable reference, right? I lend, and it's called mutable borrowing. My friend borrowed the book from me. I am the actual owner, and it's a mutable borrow. So it's all so that is it. I mean, it's all beginners ownership borrowing rule. If you are if you are trying to get into what is ownership and borrowing rule, it's that simple for now. The advanced topics are how to use lifetimes around it, how to toss it in a complex program. So that will be covered later. So we'll continue now with our Actix-Web implementation, but let me revise this thing what I did. We learned about ownership and borrowing. It's a complete beginner stuff that we teached. So it has basically some set of rules. Compiler forces us to restrict us to follow a specific rules that we can follow and make our code more memory safe, right? So the things are, your explanation is very interesting. Thank you, Junaid. Thanks. So so it has a set of rules. It says uh, every value in Rust has a owner, and there can be only one owner at a time. And the owner, as soon as the value will be dropped, the owner gets out of scope. All right, these three things. Now to counter these things, Rust also provides some ways to pass the so that you can borrow things. So it provides kind of, when you pass the references, it's called borrowing, and it's by default is everything is immutable, so it will be a immutable borrow. Thank you, Junaid, thank you very much. So it will be a immutable borrow. So now when you, now Rust also says that okay, that is fine, we'll let you pass the variables as a reference, and you will be also you will be only an owner, because only one owner can be there on at a time. So but we will also provide a way that whoever you pass the references, it can mutate the value. So that is called mutable borrowing. So my friend here borrowed it mutably. Now he can change the book. Earlier he was only reading the book because it was an immutable borrow. All right. So yeah, that will be it for basic stuff. So I was thinking about it. So I thought I was thinking to create a video about it, but I thought it will be a lot more work, creating it, then editing it, something. So I thought I should, go do it live, and then later on continue our work. All right, that's it. Now let's continue with our uh, Actix-Web application. All right, so where were we? Let's go on to main. How is this thing looking? Should I? Yeah, I think it is good. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to come on chat. Hello, Kumar Swami. What's up? Amazing. We have 5 likes. That is it. All right, guys. I would request you to please, give your votes on the poll that I created. It will really help me, and then we can continue. All right. If you guys have any questions, then feel free to come on chat, and let me just post my GitHub repository for the code base that I'm working. maybe I can pin this thing, or maybe I can just update in my description, so you guys can follow me there too. The code base is there, it's open. I think there is an issue open too, so maybe you guys can contribute and improve this thing. If you want to join my Discord, let me just post my Discord invite, my server's URL as well. Maybe you guys can join there and we can have some discussion there. If you have any issue or you want any video about a topic. So here is the invite. All right. Now let's do this thing. Uh-huh. Okay, so we were building, I think, let me just open the terminal as well. Is the terminal okay? Maybe I could just. All right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Actix CRUD. Let's run this thing, and we'll have Postman. You know what? I think instead of Postman, should we use any terminal tool like curl or something like that? Or should we not? I think that will be an overhead. So, all right. We have some issues that we tried to do. So these were the things, right? I have to just do that. All right. Let's check out. So we were here, right? We were kind of working on this thing. So we'll try to figure out these APIs. So it will be, of course, get API. It will be a post API. It will be a post. It will be a post. All right. So I'm not just going into patch or delete or something like that. I'll just make it post. So let's go here. On the order repo, I think we were having an error, right? It says I cannot get this thing. Just give me a minute. All right. Let's go on the terminal and see if we can make run again. It says something on order repo, or okay, we don't have anything over here, right? So uh, order controller, let's go over here. I'm having an something over here. I need to put semicolon so that it, the below statement, it won't be get readed. Uh-huh. Now I need to do this. So because it will return a result, so I need to match it, right? And in case of error, I'll just uh, I'll just return uh, internal server error dot json dot api response. I'll just do error occurred. I'll pass e, and the results would be none. Just I need to do this thing. So for the time being, we are not going to use res. So now the issue here is, I think, solved. Now let's go to order repo. Here I can see I don't have any get info over here. So maybe I can, if I just do fetch one, and I'll get pool dot as ref. Now if I do a fetch one, I'll have it as a pg row. So the row here, as you can see, let me increase the size. So the row here, as you can see, uh, I'll have a row of pg row here. I'll have a type of pg row returned here. So when I do a fetch one, I'll be returned with a pg row. And now that pg row, I can access from the variables that I figured out, like fetched, right? ID, order name, description, created at, and all. So now this is done, but we'll still have an error. Why? Because the order table is not there. Uh, right. So we'll have to create an order table. So for that, I need some, some script that will create and insert few records for me so that I can just fetch it. So I'll say psql create order and insert command. It is giving me the documentation. I need a complete script. I don't want to write this thing. I have insert thing over here, right? Maybe I could just so if you guys have any questions, feel free to, you know, come and hang out on chat. So I'll just open pg admin. So here is my pg admin tool that I'm opening. It won't be like, I'll just show you on the side, but I think I'll be needing it in full screen so that I can type the command, right? So you guys have to bear that thing for a minute. It's opening. Because I'm doing it in mobile view, so you won't be able to see the screen. Well, it's taking longer than usual. Haha, what just happened? Okay, it gets started. And I'll do it in, full screen. I will uh, maybe, so that you guys can have. So I'll open up my database, test DB that I created. I have a table called app users there that I tried to log in. Now on the test DB, I'll open a query tool, and here I'll have some script that will create a table or order table, and it will insert few sample records for me, right? I have a order ID. uh, hmm so I'll have this thing. Yeah, so I have order ID, that I'll change it to ID. It will be a primary key. It will be a serial. Customer ID, should I do it? I don't want to make things complicated here, so I'll remove this thing. I have a order date that I can manage it with created date, so I'll just remove it. I have a status. I need to just check it. What else? We have it on the order details. I have, yeah, I need a status too. It will be instead of where care, I should have it bool, true or false. I just need to switch that flag. So instead of status, I'll say is active, and instead of where care, I'll just do a bool. The default is 1. I'll pass default as 1. Now it will take, okay, a total amount. Yes, total amount, we can have total amount. The thing is, no, we are not going to total do this thing. On the description, I'll update the shipping address to description, and I'll have it where care of 400. Yeah, that is fine. Created it, updated it are these two things. So order ID, all right, it's order ID already. So I'll name it order ID. I have a flag is active. I have a total amount. I should remove that to total amount. uh, Now let me just copy this thing and what's up? Hello Mangesh. What's up? What's up? How we doing? Ooh, I got so much. I have is active, so I'll just try to copy this thing. uh, I'll just copy the script over here and I'll just paste it over here. Now let's create this thing. It says column is active is of type boolean, but so maybe I should pass true. All right, it is successful. Let's run this thing. Okay, successful. So I have created a table. Now let's just fetch the data whatever we have added. I'll just do this thing. Order date. So we don't have any order date, so we have created at. Let's do this. I'm getting the data now. So I have this data. Consumer requested express delivery, blah blah blah. Is active, is true, and it's an order, it's in description. All right, that is good. So we have this thing now. Let me just minimize it. Now let's see. So we have order ID, we have name, we have description, created at as the order detail, and we are going to fetch it on the created date. Let's do one thing. So instead of this thing, I'll say date time, and I'll pass UTC over here. All right. Uh-huh. And it doesn't hold. It has an issue. It says is not satisfied. Is not satisfied. Let's check this thing. Date time UTC in chrono. Uh, it says it doesn't satisfy deserialize, right? So I think on the chrono we need to maybe add on the cargo.toml file. Maybe we need to add some flag on the features, maybe CRUD or something like that, or JSON maybe. Let's see. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't have exact thing what to do, but interest is not satisfying deserialize. I think it will ask us to change something. CRUD chrono. Okay, so we need to update this thing. So I'll have to add feature CRUD. See, that's what I suspected. So I'll go on cargo.toml file. Here on the chrono, I'll have to add few things. Uh, I'll say first of all version is this, and features would be served. Right, now let's close this thing. I think the error has just vanished because we added a feature of deserialize in it, so the error just went. And are we facing any issues right here? No, I think it is working fine, though we have an error on our auth rs file. We need to update that thing as well. How is the stream going? All right, server is running. All right, guys, 60% of and 20% says you suck. I'm not sure what is the issue, but if you think there is an issue, you can always come on chat. So it's a ratio equals of good and subscribed. 20%. 60% of the audience is just visiting, not subscribed. I really appreciate it. No problem. uh, so we have 5 votes. So I'm assuming three, maybe three. What is this? I'm curious. What are you making? Hello, Prishti. Vrishti, if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm creating a HTTP server in Rust using Actix-Web. So yeah, kind of doing that. If you want to check out the code, I think it's the my repository is pinned on the chat. You can follow that, and you should take the clone maybe, or check out what I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm just implementing HTTP server using Actix-Web framework in Rust. I created middlewares with it. I'm just creating routes. I have everything separated, following the separation of concern principle and everything. Database I'm using is PostgreSQL, and I'm using sqlx to query the DB. All right. Uh-huh. So now let's hit Postman and see uh, if we are. What is this? What is this? What is this? Let me just remove this thing. Now we are good. So we have get one order ID as one. Now let's see what we get. So I hope you guys are seeing this thing. We have a query over here that says order ID, and if you are from the previous stream, you should know how did we accessed the query variable. So we used query as this thing, query from Actix-Web, and we passed in the type that our query will have. If I go inside get one order, the struct that I created, I only have a order ID. So if I have two variables, then I'll make another variable over here and its type declared. All right. So here I can fetch the order ID from the query parameters. I'll have order ID. Now I created order repo. If I want to see it on Postman, what I'll do, maybe on the results, I can use this thing. I'll say some this thing, and I'll have to remove this thing from here. Right. So here, maybe I can get it over here. Say details fetched. Right. So this is my get one order. So it will be a get thing. I'll use this get one order function wherever I need to find, Wi-Fi का पासवर्ड पता करने का कोड बताओ प्रिंस राजपूत। वाईफाई का पासवर्ड पता करने का कोड बताओ। कोड। अच्छा। यार मैं नहीं बताऊंगा, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है यार वो, ऐसे कैसे यार बता दूं तुमको भाई कोड, राजपूत भाई। यार ये कोई बात होती है यार, तुम कोड पूछ लोगे यार लाइव में। सबको पता चल जाएगा यार, सब एक दूसरे का वाईफाई हैक कर लेंगे यार ऐसे तो। यहाँ बैठ के यार नासा का वाईफाई नहीं हैक हो जाएगा यार, कोड तुम्हें पता चल गया तो। अगर तरीके हैं बहुत प्रिंस, अगर आप इन चीज़ों को करना चाहते हैं तो आप इथिकल हैकिंग वगैरह कर सकते हैं। अगर आपको रियली जेन्युइनली इंटरेस्ट है इन चीज़ों में तो इथिकल हैकिंग आप कर सकते हैं। और बहुत सारे टूल्स आते हैं ऐसे जिनकी आप हेल्प करके लोगों का वाईफाई हैक करके आप उनको ये बता सकते हैं, उनकी परमिशन लेके हैक कर सकते हैं, फिर उन्हें बता सकते हैं कि कहाँ पे क्या गलती है, आप इसे स्ट्रॉन्ग कैसे कर सकते हैं। वो चीज़ आप कर लो तो सही हो जाएगा सीन, अगर इंटरेस्ट है इन चीज़ों में। तो यार, यार मैं ऐसे कैसे बता सकता हूँ यार तुम्हें कोड, यार तुम कमाल करते हो यार, लाइव में कोड थोड़ी बताया जाता है यार ऐसे वाईफाई हैक करने का, सब नहीं कर लेंगे यार हैक। मेरा वाईफाई नहीं हैक हो जाएगा मैं जैसी कोड बताऊंगा तुम्हें यार। रुको थोड़ी रोटी खा लूँ यार। ओके, तो इसको करते हैं। ऑर्डर आईडी आई हैव। नाउ आई वांट टू गेट द डिटेल ऑफ गेट वन, इट्स अ गेट रिक्वेस्ट, these are the security params, query params, and I'll send it. uh, so you need to keep an eye on the terminal below this postman window. This is the terminal, so keep an eye over here. It will show the logs, and I'll show the response over here, whether we get the error, whether we get the response or not. All right, so I'm sending it 321. Here is the log, but we have an error. It says database error, relation tbl orders does not exist. It says TBL orders does not exist. It means it cannot find the table. I'm getting an error. What could be the issue? Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. PSQL. Uh, test DB. Hmm. Password failed. uh, okay. Let me just log in with Postgres only. Good lord. सर ब्रूट फोर्स अटैक करते टाइम पासवर्ड लिस्ट डॉट टी एक्स टी कैसे बनाता है? अभिषेक राजपूत, हेलो सर। प्रिंस राजपूत बता दो यार। प्रिंस राजपूत साइड हाई। अभिषेक राजपूत 0004। ब्रूट फोर्स अटैक इज नॉट अ सक्सेसफुल अटैक, इट्स जस्ट अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम। एवरी सेकंड स्क्रिप्ट की डज दैट। और ये बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि कैसे पासवर्ड लिस्ट डॉट टी एक्स टी बनता है। अगर आप टूल यूज़ करेंगे तो ऑलरेडी हमारे पास ना एक लिस्ट ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल होती है। अगर आप काली लिनक्स देखो या कोई भी लिनक्स देखो, या ये डाउनलोड भी हो जाती है। बहुत अच्छी खासी लंबी एक टेक्स्ट फाइल होती है। तो ब्रूट फोर्स क्या करता है, वो उसी फाइल में से एक एक पासवर्ड उठा के मैच करता रहता है। लेकिन ये एक अलग चीज़ है। इससे पहले भी एक और चीज़ होती है, उसे हैंडशेक बोला जाता है। तो वो पहले कनेक्शन तोड़ता है। मतलब वो जैसे ना, आप अभी करोगे कभी आप तो समझ आएगा। सॉरी। कप टूल, अच्छा, ओके। अम्म, चलो यार, मैं सोच रहा था आपको इसी में दिखा दूँ, बट आई थिंक आई हैव टू show you with on this as well on here. So if you can see this, this is my test db schema that we are, and we have tables over here. So currently we have one app users. I created one table, right? If I refresh this thing, so you can see I have a second table called orders. So that is the issue, right? So if I go over here, you see I'm just checking for, if I do a gd, I am checking, I am just checking on table tbl orders, but the actual table that I created is called orders. So I'll save it and let's go. And on the, so keep an eye on this terminal, right? Let me just do this thing, do this up. सर ब्रूट फोर्स अटैक करने का कैसे बनता है कप टू? सर मैंने काली मशीन में पाइप थ्री पाइथन नॉट इंस्टॉल, मेरा काली मशीन में पाइप थ्री पाइथन नॉट इंस्टॉल, ऐसे लिए कमांड बता दो मुझे। गूगल कर लो यार। चलो अब इसको लेट्स सेंड इट। Now we have another thing. It says column ID does not exist. Again, we have to change the column ID. I strictly remember we don't have an ID over here. We have order ID. Instead of ID, we have order ID. यार मैं मेरे पास एक कोड है जिसकी वजह से कहीं से भी किसी का भी वाईफाई हैक हो जाता है। अभिषेक और प्रिंस, तुम दोनों आपस में बात कर लो किसको चाहिए। हाइड्रा, वायर शार्क और ये सब चीज़ें कुछ यूज़ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। एक एक कोड है बस, कमांड में वो लिखना होता है। उससे किसी का भी वाईफाई हैक हो जाएगा, किसी का भी। बेटे। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। All right, now I think it is done. Row.get. I'll have to update this as well. Order ID and order name description. I need to check one thing as well. Do we have order name over here? We don't have order name. So let's remove this thing. On the order details, I'll have to remove this thing. I'm checking it on my PG tool, my PG admin tool. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing. So I have this PG admin tool here. I just fetch the data. Now I'm checking all the columns that what are there, because initially we, being very optimistic, we added few things over here. So if I go on the order details, I'll have to save this thing. Uh, let's remove this as well. Order name from here. So will be good. Now let's go here. प्लीज़ सर कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर दो, कभी आपसे डिस्कस कर लिया करूँगा। क्या बकैती है यार, तुम्हें टाइम आउट पर रखना पड़ेगा। जाओ भाई, एक दिन का समय लो, गूगल करो, टाइम आउट दे दिया है। अमेजिंग। सो आ जाते हैं इधर और चलते हैं इधर। सो वी हैव अपडेटेड ऑल द फील्ड्स। वेयर इज द टर्मिनल? You guys keep an eye on the terminal. Meanwhile, keep an eye on the window here. So if I send, I'm getting an error over here. It says auth call ended. Now the thread is panicked on order repo. It says result.unwrap on an error value created at. It says chrono date time UTC, but the SQL time is timestamps Z, right? So I think is not compatible with the timestamp. So I think I need to add this thing as well, Z. This issue we faced it earlier, I think, not in this stream but somewhere else. So this thing I'm using, datetime UTC, right? I think it has Z, but the it is not compatible with the SQL type timestamp. So we need to make sure, we need to have one thing. So maybe we can use native, like native date time. Should we? Native date time. Can we do that? Let's see. So we are getting an error on date time of that is being fetched. So if I search it, I'm still getting an error, right? Connection refused. But why? Woohoo! We get it. All right. So we have to use native date time over here instead of join कर लो भाई कांटेक्ट करना है तो हाँ so I think we have to use native date time instead of date time UTC. So I'll have to remove this thing. Uh, all right. So this is the description that we get. So this API is done. I think based on the order ID, it is fetching me description. Customer requested express delivery for electronic item. Blah blah blah, and the date is this. So this one is done. Now let's create for multiple fetching. So let's say we need to show the list of orders. So this one is only for detail, only one detail, right? Now let's go and create first of all an endpoint for multiple this thing, right? So under the scope of orders, I will create another service. So I will copy it till here, not going to write it again. uh, just one thing. uh, Let me, if I do this at the rate, come on, at the rate, no, it's not working. All right, so this is the scope and everything that goes out under service. So maybe I could have something over here. Do we have anything over here? It says scope of service. So let me just do it, and here I can just add dot service. Makes sense. All right, now so I have this thing. I'll use resource. Inside this resource I'll say product list, dot route. It will be a get route, and the handler will be get product list, right? Okay, let's go on the orders. Instead of get one users, I'll have uh, get product list. All right, so on the get product order, I'll have to create another function. सर आपसे ये उम्मीद नहीं थी, मुझे मेरा कमेंट ही ऑफ कर दिया आपने। नाम बदल बदल के आ रहे हैं भैया। क्या मिल जाता है यार ऐसे करके। अरे मैं भूल गया, तुम दिमाग तो हैक नहीं कर रहे मेरा। हो सकता है भाई। I'll say get order list. uh, let's go here. What is the name? Get one order, and it's get product. It's not product basically, it's order, get order list. Again, it's not product, it's order. um, Get order list, it will return something that implements responder. थोड़ा सा एक साइज नीचे जा रहा हूँ। Let's go original. One more says okay. अभिषेक राजपूत, ठाकुर गेमिंग, गुरुदेव आपसे कांटेक्ट करना है, मुझे चाहिए कुछ बहेगा, कुछ भी हो, मुझे आपसे कुछ सीखना है. Hmm. So let's do one thing. I'll have a pool, uh, data of PG pool, right? I'll say let order list equal to, I'll create something on order repo. I'll say fetch orders, right? I'll pass pool dot await, and then I'll do something like this. If it's okay, I'll do this, and if it's an error, I'll do something. Maybe I can copy this thing. Why are we wasting even a single thing on this? And all right, let me just copy this as well. And to satisfy the compiler, I'll say HTTP response. Okay, that's what we do in the end, right? Okay. JSON API response. Are you able to hear me, guys? Or I'm just buzzing in because I tend to talk myself when I code. So uh, order list fetched, results would be sum of order list, right? Command. All right. We need fetch orders somewhere, so I'll just yank this thing. I'll go inside order repo. I need to create another function that will fetch me the list. So I'll say public async function fetch order list, fetch orders. I'll have pool as data pg pool. It will return, of course, a result, but this time it will be vector of order details, right? And I'll have a box, a din, a error. Now here I can do something amazing. We have 7 likes. That is quite amazing. And come on, guys. Let's hit like. Whoever, please, it's my humble request. Opt for polls. Please give your feedback on the poll. Again, if you are just visiting, motivate me by liking this stream. uh, I don't want anything from it, so just like this stream. That will be a motivation for me. And please opt for the polls. Go on the polls, please. If you are interested on learning C, so NPTEL, you must have heard NPTEL. I think it is from IIT Madras. IIT Madras. So it announces a course. Multiple courses. I tried it too when I was in college. I opted for C, and you will get introduced with lots and lots of good people over there. So if you want to, then you can just uh, go subscribe on Neptel and do that course. They will provide everything. They will provide course material. They will also give you they have a community there. They'll also give you assignment as well, and once you complete that thing you will get a certificate. So it's a wholesome experience. Some really fabulous and highest minds teach there. Some really good minds, like the teachers who are in IIT Madras. So if you want, subscribe on NPTEL. It's called Neptel. NPTEL. NPTEL. There you will see very 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 encouraging students as well. You will share bonds with them. So it was really it was an experience for me as well. So you should do that too. Uh-huh. What's this? So guys, you can do that too. NPTEL. Let me show you. Let me just build this thing first, then I'll show you how you can subscribe, right? And the people who are just visiting, then give this stream a like. All right. mm, I'll have a rows here, so it will be vector of pg rows, pg row, right? mm, mm-hmm. Here I will have sqlx query. I will have something like so it's simple, right? I'll say fetch all. mm-hmm. Now here I will have a vector of pg rows. All right. So what I'll do, I'll say let order uh, I'll say order list is equal to, maybe I can do this, and then I can say okay, order list. But now that I have a row, so I'll say for row in rows. All right, and then I'll say inside this I will say order list dot push order details. I'll say order id is equal to row dot get order id. We have name, no, we have description. I'll say row dot get description. We have another thing that is called created at. I'll say row dot get created at. So we have pushed it. Now we will return it. It says so we need to make it mutable. You see how compiler is being helpful here. Okay, so this is also done. Why are we able to do it very fast? Because we already have faced these issue while setting up this project, right? So that is why. So that is why we are able to so that is the purpose of doing things single-handedly. uh, Fetch orders. So now here I am getting this thing because I need to pass a reference. So I'll do this. Then I'll have a mismatch of type orders because I need to remove this thing. And we are good. Are we having an error here? No. So we are good. Now let's keep an eye on the terminal over here for any errors. Now this was one API that was doing this thing, right? Now let's create another API to just another call to get all orders, right? So I'll say get orders, maybe this is it, right? Now let's hit send. I should be getting all the, it says root not found. All right, I'm getting root not found. It's order list basically. So I'll copy it on the postman. I'll just do this thing. It says order list. Now just hit send. We should be seeing this thing over here, the list of entire all the orders that we have. So if I hit send, as you can see, I'm getting all the orders over here. So you see order id description, created at, and all. So this list API is also completed. So we were able to read now, right? A single order for any detail, the details page maybe, and a list as well. Why it is not landscape? Because I am streaming it for mobile, like streaming it in mobile view. So guys, please go for the poll. That will be really helpful. It has the 4 options: good and subscribe, bad and not subscribed, just visiting and not subscribed, or you suck. So 4 options. click on any of them. That will be very helpful to me as well. So we have 15 votes till now, out of which 53% were just visiting and not subscribed. Well, I request you to please like this stream. I know you are just visiting and not subscribed, so that is fine. You don't need to subscribe if this thing doesn't, hits you. So the guys who didn't subscribe, you can like this stream. The guys who clicked on you suck, they can also like this stream, or at least come on the chat to say what went wrong. So right. So we have this thing right now. Let's create the endpoint to update. So update, basically it will be update on backend, but on the front end we will delete when an admin delete the order. We are not going to delete the record from the table. We are not going to do that. We'll just switch flags. We'll switch the flag of status from true to false, and when we fetch the status, we'll make sure when we fetch the list, we'll make sure every status we fetch is of true type. So we need to update these two APIs as well, because we didn't considered any flag right now. We are just fetching the data, right? But we need to find the records that are active, that has the status of 1 or true. For that I need to check whether it's a status or is active thing. Okay, the column name is active and it's a boolean type. So currently, we have multiple false values, right? 1 2 3 4. So we have 4 records that are not active, but still I can see we have 15 records fetched, right? Some of them are inactive as well. So maybe we can get all the details, but for that we need to figure out if this thing is active. Where order ID is this and is active is this, dot bind true, right? So now let's see which record has false. So I have a record ID of 7 that is active false. Now let's try to fetch this thing. We'll pass the order ID on the request as 7. Let's see, do we get anything, or do we get an error or something like that? सर बिना वाईफाई अडेप्टर को वाईफाई पासवर्ड हैक कर सकते हैं या नहीं? दोनों चीज़ें हो सकती हैं। अगर तुम्हें थोड़ा एडवांस करना है तो वाईफाई अडेप्टर चाहिए। अगर ऐसी जिन जो लोग पासवर्ड हेलो 1 2 3 रखते हैं उनके लिए तो फिर वो जो एक की फाइल होती है उसी से काम हो जाएगा। Alright, now let's fetch it and we get the result null, row not found, right? So it means it is working, right? Because the status is inactive for it, false for it. Now let's pass 6 because the order is true. I know the error handling has to be done like very more, uh, it has to be changed. It should not be an error, it should be okay with the empty result. So for 6 we are getting the result because this order is active. Okay, so that is fine. Now on the list we are getting 15 records, out of which 4 are inactive, so we should be getting 11. Once we update the code over here, that will check for the flag as well. uh, Select this where is active equal to $1. Now let's bind true. All right, now let's see if we get 14 records instead of 15. If I send it, connection is error because it's still like running. Okay, now I send it. uh I'm getting still getting 15 records. That is, oh, because the order ID is okay. I'm just counting the order ID. You see, after 9 it's 11, so the records are omitted. Maybe I could create something like this. Maybe on the once I get the description and I find out this thing, maybe I can say like this, right? So I can say user, uh, I can say order list dot length. So if it's view size, I can do this. So this way it will be, instead of counting all these things, I should be getting this thing on the description that how many records are there. Mm, let's hit postman. If I send, I'll get order list fetched 11 records. So that is fine. That is good. We are getting 11 records. Though the order ID is 15, so we are not looking into it. Total 11 records have been found because 4 out of 15, 4 are inactive. So I mean that is working too. Now let's create an API for update. Let's suppose we are let's suppose we are going to delete any record. So we are not going to delete it. We'll just soft delete it by updating its flag that is called is active. So let's do it. We'll have to do at least something from here, but let's go from the route. Let's work with the flow. I'll say dot service resource. The path will be uh, remove or delete order. It will be an order ID, of course. I'll say route get or delete. Why are being so fancy? I'll say get. What will happen after get? Nothing. Nothing. So let's do it for now. We'll get into this later. 2. I'll say remove order. Right. Remove order. Just copy this thing. Let's go on the orders. I'll create something over here. It says remove order. Now let's go here on the order list. I'll just do public async function remove order. I'll get request as service request query. I think it's query, right? Query, and inside it I'll have the order ID, right? So I have something like this. I already created that struct, right? That takes the order ID. It's the get one order. Instead of get one order, I should rename it because I'm going to use that struct more and more. Instead of get one order, I should say single order. I should say this single order. Instead of this get one order, I'll just say single order. Now I'll show you how to do find and replace in NeoVim. So if I do colon, then I'll have to press percentile s and then a slash. Then I need to type in what I need to update. So I need to update something called order. uh, what was that? Let me just undo it because there is only one thing. uh, so it's get one order, right? So I'll go this percentile s forward slash, I need to type in what I need to update. I'll say get one order. It's helping me by highlighting the text. Get one order. Now to replace that thing, I'll do slash. Now the terms to be replaced with is single order. So you can see it's updating real time. Hello Omkar. It's updating real time. What else? Now by passing the flag by using slash gc, it's going to ask me from my confirmation as well. All right. So if I hit enter, so you see it's updating. So it says, are you, should I update the first, that is get one order? I'll say yes. It becomes single order. Now it comes on the next one. It is asking me yes or no. I say yes. So you see all of these things I can, if I have to find and replace, I can do that. Now order details, I can say single order, right? I'll have a pool, say data, pg pool. Let me just make it like this. I'll return responder. All right, I'll say okay. All right, this one is satisfied for now. LSP rename. No, no, no. I think this one is a Vim command. It's not rename. So I'll have to press colon, then it gets me down. Then there I press control percentile s. Then I do a slash. Then I type a name that I want to rename, and then again with a slash. Then I provide the value that after the rename that will happen, and after that slash I'll pass in the flags like G or C. So this way it will ask me for the confirmation as well before renaming everything. So it's a kind of find and replace. All right, we have request and a pool. Now let's see the response do we get. I'll create a order repo. Now here I'll create a remove order that I already this thing here. So I'll say maybe I could create a more generic thing. I can say update order, then I pass the things to get updated. There I can use a match statement to check whether the type of the update is what. So should I do that or should I create a separate entirely different function? Both have each hello Iqbal. I work remotely for an organization called Ingenious Labs. Mm, order repo. I think we should have it separate. Everything has its own advantage and disadvantage, but being separate, we will avoid complexity. Because see, if the things are going simple way, we should do it simple way. We should not make the things more complicated. The same thing applies. Yes, 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 yes. It is scary. So, we should not add unnecessary complexity if the things are working simple way. The same goes for the, I heard it somewhere. When I was working with React, I was so eager to implement, centralized state management using, Flux or any state management library. But the project was so simple, it could be handled with the, component scoped states. But I used that, and later on it gets complicated. So if things are going simple, we should not complicate it, and that's what principle we are going to follow here. So I'll say I'll create a separate function without having to do this. I'll just say delete order. This is the deactivate order is the good thing. I'll pass in the order ID. uh, that will be, I'll pass in the order ID, and I'll pass in the pool. I'll await it, and once it's done, I'll pass the this thing. I'll do return uh, internal server error, API response. I'll pass this, and the results would be none, and the results would be none. All right. Let's do this thing. Semicolons are very important here, because you know if you didn't provide any semicolon, then it will be considered as a return statement, and below that everything will be. All right, we need to fetch order ID, right? Let's go here and say let order ID will be this request dot. Do we have get? No. Do we have order ID? Yes, we have. uh, there you go, we have an order ID. uh, let's maybe pass a reference to it. So guys, if you are, if you are unaware of ownership and borrowing rules, you can just drag the scroll bar of this video, of this live, to the very first. I have explained it, very easy way. So, and guys, please try to do the polls. That will really help me. And if you are just visiting and you didn't subscribe, I am not asking you to subscribe again. I'm only asking for a specific audience to subscribe, because when the next video will be out, it will not motivate you to view. So if you are just visiting and you don't want to subscribe, that is perfectly okay. You can motivate me by liking this stream. And please go on the polls, select the options. uh, and if you are subscribed, I have my GitHub repo pinned on the chat. Check out that thing. The code that I'm working on is there. You can contribute there as well. Follow me there as well. And if you want to join on the Discord server that I have, I think I mentioned it on chat as well, maybe on the top, so you guys can follow that. uh, Join my Discord server as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to come on chat. Amazing, we have 9 likes. That is great. So guys, come on, please do opt for polls. I request you to go on the polls that I just generated and give your feedback. It will hardly takes a minute, or it will not take even take a minute. It will take just few clicks. Let's go here now. Okay, now let's deactivate this thing. So I'll go inside order repo and I need to create this repository functions over there. So I'll say order repo. Let's create this thing. Hello sir, what is the level of experience we need to reach in Rust before can contribute in OSS? I mean, you should be contributing on the basic projects first. Uh, like the experience people have in JavaScript, that they think they see the thing and they just build it. So you need to have that level of experience, or at least think in a direction that how you can build it, because today everything is present on Google to go look out for the any help or any documentation, but at least you should know how to think in that direction. But for contribution, you need to really understand the project that you are going to contribute in and out very well. So maybe, and that can be done by only contributing and reading a lot of code. So take any repository of your choice, download it locally, be in touch with the maintainers if you are having any problem in running, but try it out first, and then locally try to fix the issues that are already fixed. Start from the good first, then just step up. Okay, I'll say public async function. This deactivate order, we already have a order ID there, right? And we have a pool, eg pool. What it will return? It will return, if I deactivate thing, it will return the number of rows affected. So I'll say I'll return a result of and a box, right? So I'll say let response, or maybe let's result sqlx. Let's see if this works. Query. So I hope this answers your question, Ashwin. Yep, no problem, buddy. Let's do this thing. So instead of delete, we'll not hard like we will not delete it. We'll just update the flag. That's called soft delete. I'll say update uh, uh, orders set is active to $1 where order ID is equal to $2, right? I'll say dot bind false dot bind order ID dot execute. I'll say pool dot as ref dot wait. So this thing it says mismatch type. Yes, we know it's a mismatched type. Here I'll have result dot rows affected. It's will return a U64. I'll say as I32. Can I mismatch type? So you know what, I think we should just instead of say U64, so it says a result. Maybe I should just wrap it up in okay. So there you go. Deactivate order. Deactivate order, all good. Okay, I can say over here rows affected uh, will be res right or yes. Mm-hmm. uh Rows affected is this. Maybe I can just say this thing order ID this, and I'll have an order ID over here removed. So I'll just pass an order ID as well. Now let's perform something. So on the database I can see we have order ID of 4 5 6 as true. These are active. So we'll deactivate one of the order. We'll pass either 4, either 5, or either 6 to see if we can delete the order. Delete means we can soft delete the order, change the flag from is active of true to false, and then we will fetch the results again, and we should see the outcomes. So currently 11 records are active. Once I delete or set the flag to false of any one of the records, I'll get 10 records. Let's go check things. I'll go over here. So you see I have 11 records that are active currently. So I'll create another thing over here. I'll say instead of order list, I'll say delete order. Because this is the thing. Delete order, right? I need to pass in the order ID as well. So I'll say order ID as 4. I'll pass the order ID 4. Right, now let's see what happens. This is my terminal, and if I hit send, it should deactivate that ID. So if I hit send, it says okay, rows affected 1, order ID 4 has been removed. Alright, now I go back again. Currently I have 11 records. If I fetch it now, it will give me 10 records instead of 11 because one is deactivated. We just deactivated it now, right? We soft deleted it. So if I do this, I can see 10 records. So this is also done. Now we need to create a record. So we have delete, and that is a kind of update as well, right? It's a delete, it's update, and it's a read as well. Now we need to create a record. So let's do that. It will be a post record. I can say over here, create order. All right, create order. So let's define our query first, because from the front end there should be a form that I can create. So instead of, I'll go on body, I'll say raw, I'll say JSON. Here I need to pass in few things. I only need to pass in the description because that is the only thing that I can update, because order ID will be created automatically. It's in serial, right? Is active will be by default true. Created and updated timestamps are by default of the instance that the record is created, right? So we only need description. So I'll say this is a test description of the product, not the product of the order that I am creating right now. All right. So this will our payload look like that will pass. So let's follow this thing. I'll go here. Under the orders scope, I'll create a service that will use a path called, what was that? Create order, right? I'll say root will be post, right? And I will redirect it. Root will be post, and I will redirect to I'll say add order. I'll create add order. I'll yank it. I'll just go on top. I'll just add it over here. Add order, right? So I'll say orders. I'll go here. Now let's add a controller function for it. I'll say public async function add order. Hello Ravindra, how are you doing, buddy? I'm just creating a server, HTTP server using Actix-Web in Rust. All right, so guys, if you didn't like anything on the stream, please come on, come out on chat. You can guide me, and I'll take it as a positive thing. Trust me. You need to tell me where is something, if I'm something going wrong here. So, and thank you very much, guys. You have been very friendly. So I will like ask you to please go on the polls that I created and choose a proper, any option that you think. All these things that it will help me later when I, review this poll. or maybe I could do something better. Okay, okay, okay. Now let's add order. So we'll have a payload, right? The payload that we already know. How do we fetch it? We use Actix-Web JSON, and we'll pass a type to which that payload will match. So we can say order. We can name it order, and we'll say pool. I'll have a data pg pool will return a responder. Again, the story goes like that. Satisfy the compiler first. Uh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to come on chat. No issues. Do you want to know the the code to hack the Wi-Fi? Come on chat. Okay, so we need to create a type. So let's just go on the types. Uh, let's do that. Derive, serialize. Struct. It's an order, so I'll just I'll just do I'll just do pub. We only have to have description there, right? Description. Oh God, description. Again, that will be of type string. So, right now let's do this thing. Let's fetch order. Amazing. This thing right here. So I'll say let response is equal to, of course I'll match it. I'll say order repo create order. I'll pass payload. I'll pass pool. I'll await it and I'll see if I can, you know, get this thing. In case of error, I will just return it. HTTP response internal server error dot JSON API response status 500 message error occurred in the error words none. All right, now let's go on the repo to create an order. So let's create an order over here. This is the thing, right? All right, let me just do it. So guys, what's up? What you doing? So any people there with some, I mean, what's your background in terms of tech? So let's create public async function. What was that? Create order. I'll have a payload that is of type order, right? Order, and I'll have a pool that is of type pg pool. Again, I'll, if I add the thing, I'll have the rows affected, so I will just return a result of u64. What else? Box, then error. All right, we have a payload, right? One thing we forgot to do, that's what I just remember, is if I can say it like this, let payload equal to payload dot into inner. So you know, it just transform back it into the T, the generic type that is going to be you know, it just extract it out from the JSON thing. So here I have create order, right? Amazing, we have 13 people watching and we have 9 likes. That's quite good. So create order. Now I have payload, I have pool, I have everything. I need to write an insert query that I will use. So I'll say let result equals sqlx query sqlx query. I'll say insert into orders uh, description values $1. Is this the syntax? Let me check. If I do and go on the scripts and I do insert a script, insert into orders. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are there. We are there. This, and we have values. I'll say dot bind. I'll say payload dot description la 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 dot execute. I'll say pool dot as ref dot await. Right. Now I need to do this thing. I'll have to say okay. Results dot rows affected. So this is done. It says cannot move. Cannot move. Have I, did I do that? So I have this thing right now. So then I need not to do this thing, I think. Let me just do this thing. It says cannot move, which is behind a shared reference. Move occurs because has type string which do not blah blah blah. So because we are using a string, I'm just watching it in OBS because I stretched my nvim, my editor, because I need to see the error. So now let's go on the terminal. That would be can do. I can always clone this thing, but I would, avoid this thing. Maybe we could. So it says move occurs because payload description has a type of string which does not implement the copy trait. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Maybe we could do, instead of this, maybe we could do this thing. Can we do that? Now it says expected named lifetime. If I do this, because I don't want it to, it does not unsatisfied trade bound expected this thing, so I need to define a lifetime for it as well. So let's not do this. I'll call it, keep it a string. Instead, maybe I could just clone it, or maybe what else I can. Okay, now here is the thing. Here is the thing. Maybe I could say a body over here instead of payload. Then I could just pass body. Now if I go inside it, I'm still getting this thing. Payload dot into inner. If I remove this, here I will get the error because I'm not passing any, and this thing over here. So I'll do this. Maybe one thing I can do, I can keep it in a string, but I'm not sure if I can. Maybe if I only need to pass the description. So maybe I can say let description is equal to body dot description, and I pass in the description. This way I'll have an error over here, but I can I can say string over here, and I can say description, and over there I just say description. Will that be good? Again we are getting this cannot. Damn. All right, I think we are good here because we just created a whole new variable. So now this ownership is just passed, and once this is out of scope it will be good. So I'll say order created uh, uh, order created, and I'll say rows affected. I'll show that as well. And I'll say res, right? And I'll just do not pass anything. So now let's test our create endpoint. So let's go here on the Postman Rust programming. Wow, hello Remo, what's up? How you doing? Please make sure to opt for polls. I really appreciate it if you do. And make sure to like this stream as well, guys. Come on. We have a highest record of 20 likes. Let's see if we can do it. Come on, guys, let's like it. Do a like plus do a like plus equals 1. Come on. Okay, so here's the description. This is a test description of the order that I'm creating right now. I'll pass in the post request. Now let's see what we do. If I hit send, I'll get error. It says syntax error near order detail none. It says none. There is no hint. And why? What is that? Column none, data type none, constraint none, file some, this. Okay, all right, we have a syntax error. That is fine. We already have a syntax error. If I go there, insert into order. Is it order or orders? Let me check. It's orders. It's orders. So let's first do this. Insert into orders. We have inside the orders, we will have description, values, this values, $1. What's wrong in with that? We bind the description, that is it. Let's see now. Okay, I think the table name was orders and we put order. If I send it again, I'm still getting it. I'm getting an error. It's a syntax error near order. I didn't it saved it. I saved it. I saved it. I can see the logs. I can see the server spinning up. Let me hit it again. And boom. Orders created. Rows affected 1. So the order that I added is created. Now let's see if we can get our order. This is the ID, right? So currently order list has 10 records, 10 active records. Now we have created one, so we'll get 11 and we will search the order that we created. 11 records. That is good. Maybe okay. So here we have it. This is a test description of the order that I am creating right now. So the order has been created too. So our server has implemented all the functions for now, all the methods, right? We have created JWT tokens. We have created the endpoint for registering user. We have created the endpoint for login. Secondly, we have created the endpoints to create the order, delete the order, update and read, of course. Now we need to create a front end. We will bind this thing and this project will be completed. So the backend in Rust and the front end in React and TypeScript. So next time we'll create a front end. But now one thing that I need to work on is on the authenticate request middleware that I created. So if I go inside it, I can see we have like decoded the token, but we didn't, added the user ID on the request. We didn't attached it. So let's first of all see the value that we have decoded. So for that, I'll use any fetch API this thing, and I'll have to do a login again. I'll have to log in again. And why? Because I need to have that token. I need the token. I'll close this thing. I'll close this thing. This is the token, I think. Login API, right? The same thing with this. All right. So this is the login API. So I'll log in and I shall have the token, and I logged in. And I get the token. Now I copy it. This is how things will work. I have this jot token, and now I'll go on my request, and here on the headers I'll create authorization header, and I'll use a bearer within a space. I will paste the token. So now this way a token will be used in the header of each request. If I just do this, right? Now let's see if I fetch it. Let's see if we can read the header. So we should see our decoded header over here because we logged in. So we will have a subject as a login ID, so user ID. If I send it, I can see a token and I can see a decoded token over here. So that is good. I can read it. So how do I fetch the claims from the decoded token? It's Let's see how we can fetch the claims. I have this thing decoded. Maybe I can have dot claims in it, and I can get the subject from it. So now let's see. I'll search this thing again. Now we'll keep track in the terminal. Before that, I need to remove the faltu ke println statements. So that's why I use a to do before writing any println statement. This way, if I press control like space F and capital T, I'll have all my to dos here. So this way I know what to remove it before building or deploying things to production. Now let's hit send again, and we'll check our terminal if we can get the user ID. We should be getting 7. That is good. Now I need to attach this thing on the this thing. So we already have written this thing, right? So let me just delete it. Extension mute.arc.new. Inside of subject, I can just use decoded dot claims dot sub, and that's it. That is it. That is it, people. User info that has to be gone, right? And yeah, this thing is done. I'm done and dusted, right? So this is the authentication middleware where it will validate the token and all right, now let's go again and we shall be going good. So if I hit again, I'll see the records. 16 records, all total of 11 records, and this is working. So we are good. We have implemented our all the endpoints that we have. Now it's the front end that is needs to be done. Let me just add this thing to Git. Amazing. All right. The code is on GitHub, guys. Check that out. Fork this repo. Give it a star. Follow me on the GitHub. The link is on, like, pinned on the description. So our server is done. Now what we'll do? Now what we will do? Let's go on the notes. We have things over here, right? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh, yeah. Remove order, edit order. This is done. This is the ownership and borrowing that I explained. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll create a front end, and then we will bind this front end with this Actix-Web backend. So this way you will learn how to write a backend in Rust, a performant backend in Rust, and connect it with the front end. So we'll use Axios there. So to manage the states, the project is very simple, but I'll show you how to use the state management libraries. So I'll be using uh, Redux, of course. uh, so yeah, we'll do that. uh, so yeah, that is it. I'll be using Material UI. So I'll show you what it is. So it's a UI library. I am not planning to write the component from HTML, CSS, it's just hell of a thing. We'll use this thing. So let me just show you. It has a nice templates for login, uh, get started. So if I show you this thing, all of these things are there. Tailwind plus white, Preact, Express.js, Gatsby, CDN. I was just searching a login. Let's say if I search for login, a simple login, no, just say login. So it has all the API kind of thing. So if I click on text field, so if I intend to use a text field, then if I click on this, it has all the samples right here. So I can just copy these things. First of all, I need to install this as a package from yarn, npx, or npm, wherever you want to. Then it has all the features, so that is good thing. And I think Google also uses it. Material UI. If you want to like read about it, it has all the things over here. It has a section called API where it provides all the functionality like this. So if I want to learn about text field, you go on the API section, click on the text field. It has all the things over here, all the variables, all the parameters, all the properties that it use. It's called props. So all of these things. So it's similar to I think Gmail also uses a lots of component of it. Google uses a lots of component of it. It's maintained by Google, I think. It's a team of you know okay. So we'll use this thing to create our UI components, and then we'll use Redux, and then we will use Axios to connect our backend and fetch the response like any production system will do. So all right, that's it for today. Our backend functionalities are done. It's completed. uh yeah, that is it. That's why I implemented backend first, because it's fun to implement backend first. Front end, we have lots of resources uh to implement this thing, right? We already have some templates, so you don't need to write HTML, CSS, or any kind of thing. You already have some templates. We'll use that thing, but the main part is logic. This thing is done. So I hope you have understand something from this backend implementation that we did, that how we can implement middlewares, what is the role of middlewares that we did, how to implement a JWT token on any request, and while logging in, how can we make our API secure, and how to connect to a database of our choice. In our case, we just connected with PostgreSQL, and the ORMs that we use, and the query that we write, how to build up things, how to just fetch the response and map it to a specific struct, just to make it type safe, just to make it strict, and how this ownership and borrowing rules that we learned on this video at the very first, they are how it helped us, and how it how we implemented in this thing. All right, so that is it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to come on the chat. If you look in the chat, I'll add the description of my Discord server or on the description after this live. So if you encounter live anywhere after this is ended, you can go on the description to find out the GitHub link of this repo and the Discord server link that I created. Okay, I think that is it for today. It was nice meeting you all. I'll have to do some office work now. Okay, bye bye, guys. Bye bye. Thank you very much for being on this live. You guys are awesome. And thank you very much for doing the polls. I really appreciate it. And guys, whoever thinks that there is a need that this needs to be something done on this stream, or the stream is not just, it's very bad, then I please welcome your all comments. So make sure to give feedback of the stream as well. All right. Okay then, guys. Bye bye. See you later.